Option 3. Sell to an investor for cash. The seller sells the property to an investor for cash. The investor will fix up the property to sell or rent. These types of transactions are usually quick and do not require the seller to make any repairs and updates to the property. The cash buyer usually assumes all of the closing costs. Since this is a private transaction between the seller and the buyer, there is no sales commission to pay. The seller and the buyer agree on an as-is price, and the buyer starts the settlement process after the contract is signed. The entire process may take 30 days, and the seller receives the agreed-upon price at the settlement. The advantages of the strategy: seller gets a cash offer with a definitive date for settlement. There is no question on whether the buyer will be able to qualify for a mortgage. Usually there is no appraisal and no request for repairs or updates. There is no request for closing help or settlement fees, no sales commissions to pay from the proceeds. Seller receives the agreed upon amount at the settlement. The seller gets the cash to deploy it any way they wish. Disadvantages: the buyer places a value based on the as-is condition of the property, and it is usually less than the market price once the property is fixed up. The seller discounts the value of the property for the convenience of bypassing the hassles of selling it on the open market. Seller may have to pay a lump sum capital gains tax based on the certain criteria. And finally, the buyer may ask for an inspection at his expense and make the purchase price as a condition of a satisfactory inspection result.